Hello students, welcome to my channel. My name is Darshan, I am your maths prof. Okay, so this is the fifth session of your first chapter and the topic name is rounding off. So in real life also we round off the numbers to the nearest, let's say 10, nearest 100 or nearest 1000 or let's say nearest one decimal places. All this is done to make the mental calculation very easy, as well as when we are conveying any data to another person, and that data is, let's say, vocal data. You are conveying the data roughly. In that case you always round off the numbers. I'll give one example here. See, the radius of the earth. If we are taking the radius of earth in any physics question or any other mathematics questions, in that case, though the radius of the earth is around 6381 kilometer, but we take it as 6400 kilometer. It will be the nearest 100 round off. Yeah. Similarly, if you own a Ferrari and the engine displacement of your Ferrari car is, let's say, 6496 cc cubic centimeter, but if someone asks you how big the engine is, you'll always say 6500 cc, 6.5 liter, like that. Okay, so this is how you round off the numbers to the nearest 10 or nearest 100 or any nearest place. But yeah, you always round off the numbers for the easy interpretation as well as easy calculation. Okay, so very this is very basic topic. Maximum of the things from this topic has been already covered in your primary classes, but the significant figure thing is, I think it's a new for you, and it's more important actually. I'll tell you, in IGCSE Maths paper, whether being paper 2 or paper 4, but if each answers, if the answer is in currency, then you always round it off to 2 decimal places before writing the final answer. And any other questions, if they haven't specified the decimal places or significant figures, then your answers must be round off to the nearest 3 significant figures before writing the final answer. Okay, so this is why it is very important to learn about this, because all the answers you are writing, the final answers after all the calculations, when you are writing the answers in IGCSE Maths paper, if they haven't specified and it is not currency, then 3 significant figure will be the nearest round off, and if it is currency, then 2 decimal places must be the rounding off. And moreover that, if they've specified that write the answer in nearest dollar or nearest 1 decimal place or nearest 2 significant figure, then you'll have to follow that. Okay, so let's see first integers, how to round off the integers. Okay, so this is just a simple note written here, but I don't think you need it right now, because you have already done this nearest 10, nearest 100 or any kind of rounding off in your primary grades. So let's just directly do the example based on that. So here there is one example, that 74,398, round off to the nearest 100. Okay, so 100th place is this, na, because this first is the 8 is the unit digit and this is the tens digit, this is the 100 digit. Okay, so if you want to round off to the nearest 100, just underline the 100 place, and then see the next digit, the very next, on the right hand side of your required digit, that is 9. If that number is 5 or more than 5, what do? You add 1 to the required place. So that required place is 100, na, nearest 100. So in that 100 place you will add 1. So this will become 74,400, and then other 2 we don't want, because we want the number to the nearest 100. So other two must be 0. Mark my words, in any integers, whenever you are rounding off to nearest 100, nearest 10, nearest 1000, nearest to anything, it's not decimal, but it's applicable to the integers only. Nearest, any number of significant figures also. In integers, you will have to match the number of digits with the original number. Here, see, the number of digits are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and original number also has the 5 digits. Okay, you rounded off to the nearest 100, then 74,000, and then 4. Then other two digits must be there, and they must be zeros. Many students make this kind of mistakes. What do they do? 74,398 is given, and if they are asking you to round off to the nearest 100, they just look at the 100 place, and then they add 1, and they write it 744, and then they forget about other digits. But this is not the rounding off. This is completely wrong. Okay, so to round off any integer, the number of digits in the question and number of digits in the answer must be same. So other two digits which are not specified here must be 0 to match the number of digits. And this is applicable for only integers, by the way. In decimals, don't do that. We'll see the questions based on decimals also. Okay, so forget about this. And yeah, so let's see another question. 81,300, round off to the nearest 1000. So 1000 place is this is unit, then tens digit, 100 digit, 1000 digit. This is 1000 digit. Check the just right hand side digit. If it is 5 or more than 5, just add 1 in the required digit. But here it is not 3. Sorry, it's not 5 or more than 5, it's 3. So this is why you will not add anything to your digit, and just you'll write 81, and then other 3 must be zeros only to match the number of digits with the question. So 81,300 can be round off to the nearest 1000 as 81,000. Okay, next is 78,540. So we are supposed to round off to the nearest 10. So tens digit is this, and you see the number on the right hand side of that tens digit, which is 0 only. So you don't need to add anything. You'll just write 7854, and then last name 0. So you see, in this case, the answer and question are exactly same, because you don't need to round it off to nearest 10. The question was already rounded off to nearest 10. Clear? Let's see the decimals. As I said, in the integers only, you are supposed to make the number of digits in answer and questions as exactly same. Don't do it in the decimals, because after the decimal points you cannot put and zeros, because it will increase the number of decimal places, right? So in the decimals, you don't write and zeros to match the number of digits with the question. We'll see that, and rest of the rules remain same. See the first question, that is 87.3502, round off to the nearest 2 decimal places. By the way, they may tell you that round off to the nearest hundredth. Nearest hundredth means 2 decimal place only. 1 decimal place is nearest 10th, 2 decimal place is nearest hundredth, and 3 decimal places is nearest thousandth, etc. Okay. So nearest 2 decimal places. So first you see the 2 decimal place digit is this. Check the digit on the right hand side. If it is 5 or more than 5, you add 1, but here it is 0, so you don't need to add, and your answer must be 87.35 only. Don't add and zeros just to match the number of digits with the question, which we have to do in the case of integers, but not in the case of not in the case of decimals. Keep this in mind. Okay, this is another question. Round off to the nearest 3 decimal places. So first, second, third. This is the 3rd decimal place, and check the digit just after that, and if it is 5 or more than 5, yes, it is 9, so add 1 here. So your answer will be 0.043, and don't write 0 just to match the number of digits with the original, because in decimals we don't do that. I am reminding you again and again just to make sure that you don't make this mistakes. And last question, 99.98, round off to the 1 decimal place. 1 decimal place is this first decimal place. Check the digit just after that. Yes, it is more than 5, so you'll add 1 here. But after adding 1 here, this 9 will become 10, right? So we cannot write 10 in the single digit. So what we can do, we can replace this 9 with the 0 of the 10, and we add 1 here. But when you are adding 1 here in 9, again it will become 10. So 0 will be written here, and then 1 will be added here. Again this 9 will become 10, so you'll have to write it like this. So your answer is 100.0. This is the rounding off to the nearest 1 decimal place. I hope it's clear. Let's see the second part of this topic, that is significant figures. It's very crucial to learn about the significant figures. As I said, all the answers, if the question has not specified, then you'll have to convert them into the nearest 3 significant figures. In maths and in physics, and I think all sciences, you need to use this concept of significant figures to increase the accuracy of any activity, any experiment you are doing. Okay, so yeah, in integers, what do you do in this if you want to round off to the nearest 2 significant figure or 3 significant figure or 4 significant figure? So first understand how many significant figures are there in the question. So in AND zeros are not significant. In any integer, if AND zeros are given, then they are not significant. For example, it is given 32,000, but these 3 are AND 0, so they are not considered significant. So 3 and 2, only 2 significant figures are there, so this is called 2SF. This number is rounded off to 2 significant figures. Clear? Then zeros in between the other non-zero digits are significant. As I said, in integers the AND zeros are not significant, but if the 0 comes in between other non-zero digits, then it is considered as significant. Okay, for example, 7020. So if you see the AND 0, this is not significant, but this 7 and 0 and 2, as this 0 is coming in between 7 and 2, that 0 is also significant. So total 3 significant figures are there. Okay, third, in the end we add zeros to match the number of digits with the original number, which we are already doing in the case of integers. So remember my thing again, I'm reminding you that in integers we add AND zeros to match the number of digits with the original question, whether it's being in a significant figure or decimal places or any nearest 10, 100, whatever it is. The final answer in the case of integers, the final answer must have the number of digits exactly same as the question, but not in the case of decimal. See some questions. 34,820, round off to the 2 significant figures. 2 significant figures, we always start counting from the left hand side. So this is the first significant figure because it's non-zero. 4 is another significant figure because it's non-zero. Other than that, we don't want them to be significant, so we'll write them as zeros, but you'll have to check this 8. After these 2 significant figures, the third significant figure, if it is 5 or more than 5, you'll have to add 1 in your digit. Yes, so because it is 8, which is more than 5, so you'll have to add 1 in this 4. So your answer will be 3, 5, and then put 0, 0, 0 in the end. just to match the number of digits with the original question. See this 8,10,720, round off to the 3 significant figures. Now you see this 1, 2, and because the 0 is coming in between other digits, other non-zero digits, it is also significant. So these 3 are significant figures. We don't want more than that, we want 3 significant figures only. But let's check the digit just on the right hand side of the third significant. If it is 5 or more than 5, yes, it is 7, so it is more than 5. We'll add 1 here, so it will become 811, and other 3 digits will be 000. Clear? Now let's see the decimals. In the decimals, there might be the zeros in the starting also. When you are counting from the left hand side of any number, there might be zeros from the starting also. So starting from the left hand, the count of significant figures start with the first non-zero digit only. So let's see first example here. First is 0, second is also 0, third is also 0. This is decimal point, but first 3 digits are zeros only, so they are not significant. We don't start counting the significant figures from there. We start counting from this digit 8, because that is the first non-zero digit starting from the left hand. So from the left hand, once the first non-zero digit comes, then only you start counting the significant figures. Before that, all the zeros will be considered as non-significant. Okay, second rule is zeros in between other non-zero digits are significant, which we have already seen in the case of integers also. Third is and zeros after the decimal point are significant. In the case of integers, and zeros were not significant, but here if the and zeros are after the decimal point, yes, because it is decimal number, so after the decimal point and zeros are considered as significant. This is why while rounding off, after the rounding off, you don't add extra zeros to match the number of digits with the question, which we do with in the case of integers. Fourth, and zeros after the decimal point are significant. Okay, we did that. And in the end, we don't add zeros to match the number of digits with the original number, which is the most important thing. You are supposed to remember that. So now see this 0.008130. First of all, how many significant figures are there in the question? Non-significant, non-significant, non-significant. Significant digits start from 8. So 1, 2, 3, and 0 is also significant here in the case of decimal. So 4. Total 4 significant figures are there in the question, and we want to round off to the 2 significant figures. So first significant figure is this, and second is this. We'll have to round it off till here only. We'll check the digit just after that. If it is 5 or more than 5, then we'll add 1 in the previous one, but no, it is not 5 or more than 5. So you will only write 0.0081. That's all. Don't add zeros in the end. Okay. See another question. 80.01370. And we want to round off to the 3 significant figure. So this 8 is significant first, then second, and third significant figure is this. After that, if it is 1, so we don't need to add anything here. So you can just write 80.0, and this is the 3 significant figure. Round off. Okay, let's see the last question. 1, 2, 3, 4 significant figures are there, and we want to round off to the nearest 2 significant figures. So 1 is a significant point, 0 is significant. After that, if it is 5 or more than 5, then only you are supposed to add anything, but here it is not, so we'll not add anything. 1.0 itself is 2 significant figures. Clear? I hope this is clear. We have covered all the topics from the first chapter. If you haven't checked out the other 4 sessions, they are also uploaded. Go and check out once you are done with all the explanation part of this. But in the maths, practicing questions are more important than just explanation. So this is why next next video will be on the solving the questions based on this first chapter. First we'll do the non-calculator questions. That will be long video, by the way. We'll cover around 70-80 questions in a single video. So the each video will be around 1 hour long. So first we'll do the non-calculator paper questions, and then we'll see the calculator questions also. All both the videos will be covered up in upcoming weeks. So till now, just watch all the videos on this first chapter. 5 videos total are there, and all the important topics are explained there. I hope you are enjoying this, and I hope this is being helpful to you. If you have any feedback, just let me know in the comment box. Thank you.